Hello and welcome, you join me, A2G, and here we are. Bear with me, I am a little bit late, I will admit, so I'm just getting everything set up. I do apologise, if I'm completely honest, I was asleep not so long ago, so I got up a little bit late. So, do please bear with me for a minute or two until I get going properly. Like I said, just a little bit late getting started, completely my own fault. Right, I think I'm about ready to go. Sorry. Just a couple of minutes late. So, here we are. Let me get it all set up. More panicked now because I'm all late. So, So here we are for round 2, which is Blue Moon Raceway, infield A, I think it is. With help, I'll go and check that actually, which track exactly are we on. We are on, yeah, Blue Moon Bay Speedway infield A, so I wasn't far off. Bit of a different setup tonight compared to last week. We have 2 races, 2 sprint races, if you like, the first being 18 laps, so it's quite a long sprint race kind of format, and then the second one being 28 laps, so we've got 2 separate races, like I say, so it should be quite good. One longer than the other, the second one obviously bringing in a little bit more strategy to the race because of the length of it, 28 laps. Obviously looking at maybe one, well definitely one, maybe even 2 pit stops in that duration to keep you fresh tyres and make sure you don't have any massive incidents. So we'll quickly, since I'm a bit late and had time to put a lap into anything and show you the track, we'll jump on board with Gr3, which is currently our pole sitter, and cross the line as he starts another lap. I hope he's doing a lap here. It looks like the car's a bit ghosted, so I hope he's actually driving it. Nope, it's on auto drive. So we'll go on board with Gnarly Pop instead, coming over the line. He's actually driving, so we'll watch him for a lap. So it's a tricky first corner. You come down a little bit of a bump just as you're looking to get it turned in and get on the brakes. I try and, it's a difficult little bit of track is there. I try and go just past the bump and then get on the brakes, but it is leaving it late on the brakes. Now you're just trying to hook up the apexes for this section. Little bit of a compromise run into there, which meant that he didn't have the best line to hit the apex, and then ran a little bit wide on the exit. Looking for a late apex, if any apex, there from Gnarly Pop. And again, a bit of a late apex, almost missed the first curve. Just ignore it altogether and look for a late apex on the second part of the chicane, second part of that corner. No chicane. Oh, I was literally asleep about 5 minutes ago, so I'm bad at mistakes at the best of times, never mind when I've just woken up. I set my alarm, completely did not hear it, so luckily my girlfriend woke me up, otherwise I would have been asleep right now. So quickly go through the drivers that have joined us tonight so far. We've got Gr3, NGR Gr3 that is, racing for NxtGen Racing, Gnarly Pop. We've got Cutler with us, which is normally the host, hosting yet again tonight. Shadow Hunter, Neutron Storm, which wasn't in the group last week, so new guy joining us this week, Neutron Storm. I'll have to get used to his name. We've got Armin back in from last week. Didn't have the he had quite a good race by the look of it, but not the best result last week, so hopefully he will manage to get his way a bit further up the field this time round. CRT Lucky Bucky, one of our CRT drivers, quite a new group. I did go and have a look at what they're all about last week and find out who they are, and yeah, I didn't realise they're such a new group, that's why I haven't really heard of them, so they're debuting more or less in this championship and other ones as we speak, as a brand new group of guys racing together, and obviously not new to the whole racing scene, but started a group as a bunch of mates kind of thing. Stir Wheel Racing in 7th, not that the positions matter at the moment. We've got Graham Reeds joining us again in the Lamborghini, so I can't remember, was Graham in it last week? I'm pretty sure it wasn't. I remember him from last season, I'm pretty sure he wasn't in it last week, so good to see him joining us yet again for another season by the look of it. So slowly, someone pointed out, it's pretty obvious now they pointed it out, it's Damien 666, so he gets to be called Damien this week instead of D4M. Bugsy is 11th with his Care Bear livery, looking absolutely great. We've got Gumsy with us again. Gumsy had a great race last week and managed to keep it towards the front. I urge you to go back and watch that race actually. I won't tell you exactly what happened, just in case you do want to go back and watch it and you haven't seen it already. But Gumsy had a great race last week, but yeah, it all went slightly wrong towards the end. Tiny Tortoise in I'm not going to say 13 because it doesn't matter at the moment. I'm not going through the qualifying positions, just going through the drivers. Sean F1 joining us again, and Cutler, he's a fame-hungry guy. He's managed to drop his name back in there again. He was further up, as we've already read his name out. So we've got 15 guys with us this week, so that's good. The NxtGen Racing team versus team proving popular this time round. It was popular last season, but it seems even more popular this season, so it's good, always good to see a full lobby. 15 drivers is the maximum as well, because I take up spot number 16 being the commentator, and I have to be in the lobby as well to be able to watch the action and do the commentary. So we'll actually have a look through and see how everyone's going. Now this is a better way of doing qualifying. I've always run out of things to say during qualifying, so that's the easiest way to do it. Just mess it up, and by the time you're somewhere near getting your introduction done, qualifying's over anyway. Works out a treat. So this championship brought to us by, well, with sponsorship. I always forget the best way to say it. This championship is sponsored by Team Oliver Racing, which I received a very nice hoodie from the other day via Potter. So thank you very much, much appreciated, and looks very nice too. So I've got myself a Team Oliver Racing hoodie, like fleece now. Looks cool. So yeah, sponsored by Team Oliver Racing and Excite energy drinks, which I'm still yet to have a drink of. I heard Dark Smoker mention that he's had a few cans, but I'm still yet to have them. And I'm quite an energy drink fan actually, so if you're listening to this, Excite energy drinks, feel free to send me some and I'll review them for you. I'm a connoisseur, if there is such a thing. No, I don't think I think if you're an energy drink connoisseur, you don't have any teeth, and that's the true signifier that you are a connoisseur. So anyway, getting back to the racing and stop waffling on about energy drinks, even though it is slightly relevant with our sponsor. Just quickly skip through since I haven't really seen anyone yet, or just jump through and have a quick look at the different cars. Just give everyone a little bit of time. I'm still getting myself ready for the race here properly. I've lost all the stats as well, what's happened. I don't know where the lap times have gone. It's always quite handy to know whilst you're in qualifying the lap times people are putting in. Turns out they're not there. Let me just try and go back in. Turn that off. Go back. Yeah, so that's handy. I can't actually see anyone's lap times. So we're in qualifying, and I can just tell you the gaps between everyone. So Burnt Fry's got nearly a second over Gnarly Popping second, but God knows what time they've done. I don't quite know why that is. Oh, we can see Burnt Fry's done a 105.667 there. It's going to be one of them nights, I can tell already. It's just not going to go to plan. In fact, before we get started as well, I could do with working out my replay button that I couldn't quite work out last week. I think I figured it out this time. I was pressing the wrong one every time I went for it. I do promise I'll try and do a better job of the race. For those that might have just joined, I do apologise, I'm a bit late, so I'm just getting myself all set up and going properly. Still need to get my phone out, which is only just thought about as well, to get the messages up. Oh my god. Don't ever sleep too closely to a stream. It makes you panic a bit. I've missed a load of messages as well, being the pro that I am. So, good evening Billy. Steve Hill's joining us again this week as well in the chat. Good to see you, Steve. Good evening. We've got Carrington as well from CRT. Display all racing for. Yeah, well, it normally does, but not this time round apparently. If I put all racing for on, yeah, I suppose that'll do it. There we go. Normally you can put the other one on as well and it shows it, but for some reason it's not. Got damage there from Neutron Storm, so showing us how to pick up damage as one of the new guys joining us this week with winner written on the back of his car, ironically. In 5th at the moment though, so he's not doing a bad job. But after putting it in the wall, it does seem a little ironic having winner written on the back of your car. But who knows? It might be a different beast in the race. This is only qualifying. I hope it's qualifying. I've been banging on as though I'm late. Might not have even started yet. So, right, here we go. I'm actually ready. Had a little chat after the race with Sean last week and spoke to him for the first time. It was good to chat to him and get to know him a little bit. Good evening, Jay Marriott. Good luck from Carrington from the CRT boys. Keep up the good stream. Well, I don't know if that's ever started, but I will try. Thank you very much. Do appreciate it. I find it hard to take a compliment, so I often take it by just refusing it really. But that's my way of taking a compliment. So thank you very much. I really do appreciate it, even though it doesn't sound like it when I respond to someone giving me a compliment. You're just in time, whoever's just joined. We have a few minutes left of qualifying, if any. It might just about be starting in a minute. qualifying session over. Good luck to everyone. So we are about to start. I've managed to waffle my way through that without giving it any coverage whatsoever. The main thing is I'm here, ready, properly ready for the race. But yeah, sorry about that. I haven't given qualifying much coverage at all yet. Quick little drink. So we've got Burnt Fry in first, Shadow Hunter in second, Gnarly Pop in third, Cutler in fourth, Neutron Storm in fifth to round out our top 5 for the time being until I get well and truly into this race. So, waiting for the cars to get away for the first race around Blue Moon Infield A, and here we go, lights are out, and away we go. We've got Burnt Fry with a great start, gets away quite nicely, Gnarly Pop in second, just getting side by side as they head into the first corner, Gnarly Pop around the outside and gets into first place, so just gets past Burnt Fry comes back on the exit, good stuff. We've got Cutler making a move already, Shadow Hunter already made a position up into fourth, Neutron Storm in fifth. Everyone looks to have got away quite nicely. Bit of action as a couple of cars go wide, allowing other cars to get down the inside. So we've got Sean making a move down the inside of Shadow Hunter. It's all bunching up and it's all kicking off. It's a bit too much to commentate on sometimes. I don't know how these pro commentators do it when there's more cars on the track as well. Everyone coming through at the rear. Looks like everyone's got away quite nicely. Just quickly exit, do bear with me. Yeah, thank you. There we go, we can switch up the camera angles a little bit. So looking back from Burnt Fry, already towards the end of lap 1, he's just about to come over the line, start lap 2. He has a huge lead, a 2.3 second lead, 2.2 second lead over Gnarly Pop in second place. So looking back, he is nice and safe in first place there. Gnarly Pop in second, like we just said, Cutler in third. Pretty close between those guys, bit of a gap to Sean, great start from Sean. He's managed to get himself up into fourth, so brilliant stuff. Neutron Storm in fifth, we've got Armin in sixth, great start as well from Armin. And roughly around where they qualified, but it looked like there was a bit of argy-bargy, it looked like they could have lost these positions quite easily, so doing a good job to just get through that opening lap without any dramas basically. Lucky Bucky in 7th, Pilgrim Paddock in 8th. And then a lot further back by the look of it, we've got Tiny Tortoise in 9th. Looks like there's been a bit of an incident that we've missed already. Comes in 10th. Comes in not normally that far back in the field, so that'll be interesting to see if he can make his way back through. Graham Reed's 11th. Stirwheel, which had a really good race last week, actually won one of the races last week. Sorry, actually won last week. So he's coming through. I would expect him to be a little bit higher up, so this one's an interesting one. These guys going for the reverse gridding race too. We've got Damien in 13th and Shadow Hunter in 14th now as well, Big Z in 15th, so some of the fast guys are right at the back, and I might have missed all the action to actually explain why, but yeah, not quite the positions I would expect to see from some of those guys as we're going through there. Anyway, the battle for second position is well and truly alive as we've got Sean watching the guys in front, which is Cutler and Gnarly Pop. Cutler going down the inside as Gnarly Pop gets it a little bit deep on the brakes into the high hairpin. Oh, Sean just catching the curb as he comes out on the power. Just gets the rear end spun, a little bit of oversteer, but too much to catch in the short little space that he had. So Sean puts it into the barriers, he picked up damage and he gets going again, but he's in 8th position now. Lucky Bucky getting the advantage from that one, as well as Pilgrim Paddock and Armin as well, now up into 5th. So all gaining a position as Sean's going to have to dive into the pits now from 8th position. With his engine damage, he cannot continue with that damage, he's just losing too much time. Certain damage on this game you can continue with if you've got a bit of front aero damage, it just loses you a little bit of time, but you can actually drive with it. Doesn't actually affect the feel of the car too much, but once you're into engine damage territory, then you're well and truly looking to a pit stop to fix that. So, it all feels a little bit rushed tonight in every way. The start all felt a little bit unpredictable as well. Stirwheel just going around the outside of Graham Reed's there. Is it Graham? Nope, sorry, I think it was Tiny Tortoise. Yep. Damien following, and Shadow Hunter, again, not expecting him to be so far down the field, but he finds himself battling for the right not to be last now. So Biggsy's in 15th position, Shadow Hunter in 14th. Anyway, we'll jump back up to our leaders and see what's going on right at the top. Skip up the camera angle as well. So Burntfry's already got a 6-second lead. We're on lap 5 of 18 now, so it's not the longest track, with the lap time being just over a minute long. 1:05.996 set by Burntfry as the fastest time so far. So yeah, not the longest of tracks. So 18 laps should pass us by pretty quickly. I don't often pay much attention to the laps either, so I need to be careful of that, because I get caught out sometimes. I'll look at the top and all of a sudden it's the last lap. And with it being a short track, I can get caught out even easier. Bad English. I wish I could learn English. I'd be quite good. I've lived in England all my life, born in England, but still struggling with the English language. I'll quickly go through and give everyone a quick glance. Cutler in second now, after Narlipop's had a couple of little incidents by the look of it, and he's dropped himself into third, but he's still going quite strong, and he's still on the podium at the moment. See the stickers on the side of XI Energy Drinks and the Team Oliver Racing stickers all over the cars as well. Always good to see. Looking forward to going and watching Team Oliver Racing one day. I've only ever seen a couple of racing trucks up close and actually had a chance to actually look inside them and stuff, and I'm always fascinated because they're massive things. They're absolutely huge, and they have massive turbos, and everything's just huge, and there's something quite cool about that. Something that I'm really quite childish when it comes to things like that. If it's massive, I'm impressed. Everyone's found the pace really now, and gaps have developed throughout the field, so not a lot of action, door to door, side by side action going on, but we'll keep an eye on what is going on and try and give some kind of perspective to the race. So we've got Shadow Hunter, who's now made his way back up the field from 15th into 13th. Bigsy's following him through as well, and we've got Tiny Tortoise unfortunately dropped into the last position now, 15th in the Mercedes AMG. So the bulk of the action looks like it's gone on towards the back of this race really, and I managed to have missed it all as per usual. Hopefully you guys that are joining me are all well this week. It's something I keep forgetting to mention, looking after yourselves, staying safe, and your families as well, and obviously it's very important at this time that we are all doing so. So hopefully you're all keeping yourself safe and sane, which is the tricky bit I'm finding, as you might be able to hear as these weeks go on. Marriott saying good luck to the guys. Evening from Burntfry. I don't know how he manages to write to me whilst he's racing, but it's quite a skill he's managed to pick up there, Burntfry. We've got Billy Miller as well, Grumpy Yorkshire Gates. That sums me up quite well there, Billy. Thank you. And CRT doing a great job, thank you very much. You guys are doing a great job of giving me things to read out as well, cheers. It's a group effort, you know, it's a teamwork. It's not all me. I don't know what to really skip to, because looks like everyone's in a pretty similar position. In fact, we've got Burntfry actually catching one of the back markers now. Let's see if the back marker's aware and lets him through nice and easily. Going on forward with Burntfry. Yep, we're seeing him, he's pulled aside already and let him through. Sacrificing a little bit of his own time in his own little bit of a race. But he's right at the back, and I fear that he's already fallen back a little bit too far to compete. So no big deal letting the faster drivers through and losing a little bit of time. Doing the right thing there. So we need something to watch now, so I can work out my replay button, and then I'm definitely set up for the next race. Just going on board again, looking at the gaps. We've got a 1.5 second gap between Gnarly Pop in third and Neutron Storm in fourth, racing for NxtGen Racing. So that's a pretty close little battle at the moment compared to the rest of the field. Oh, I hope this guy's aware. Yep, he's got out of the way, but I didn't know if he was quite aware that there was the second car coming through with Neutron Storm there. We've clearly seen Gnarly Pop, but it looked like there could have been a bit of confusion, but luckily not the case. So we join Armin, we go on board with Armin as he just catches the curb. We've already seen that from one of the other drivers, just catching the curb. It was Sean actually, and just getting a moment of oversteer going as the grip just drops off at the rear end as you get over that curb, and it can catch you out quite easily. Obviously with a bit of steering lock on as well, as you get back on the power, less grip at the rear, then it's likely to spin on you. So simple mistakes around this track can claim you as a victim really easily, and they're really not big mistakes. Not a particularly hard track, but that's what makes this track hard. It is those little characteristics on the curbs really, and those little elements more than anything. So we see Lucky Bucky as we jump on board with him, jumping in the pits from 6th position, sacrificing a bit of time early on to get some fresh tyres on. Pilgrim Paddy now gets promoted into 6th. Gums is that far behind. He's actually not. Is he going to come out? No, Lucky Bucky's actually got back out in front of Gumsy. So even with a pit stop, these guys haven't managed to get past. So it's been a really bad start for these guys towards the back. With that much of a gap, it's always surprising when people basically manage to get a pit stop in and come out in the same position that they basically pitted in, and the guys behind don't come through. We are on lap 10 now, so I am underestimating how far through we are, I guess, to explain it to myself a little bit. Sturville Racing not having the same spectacular race that he had last week at the moment, but not doing too bad a job in 9th position. Oh, Graham, it looks like I've got the commentator's curse again this week, so every time I jump on board with someone they seem to be putting it in the barriers. Graham this time round in the Lamborghini, treating us to a little bit of action into the barriers, and he's picked up a little bit of damage from that as well, so he can continue with that front aero damage, but he's going to be losing him a bit of lap time now. So that gives Damien the chance to come through from a little bit further back in 12th. Got Sturville Racing in the pits now. Excuse the pronunciation, I don't think I'll ever pronounce anyone's name right, but that's hopefully part of the charm. Shadow Hunter in 14th, following Bigsy quite closely. So this might be some of the closest action we've got to watch, but it's unfortunately right at the back for 13th place. Oh, and then we've got Bigsy diving in the pits as well, so he denies us being able to watch that little bit of a battle. Couldn't think of the word then, whilst I'm looking through at the same time. We'll jump on board with Burnt Fry, I think, through lack of much action going on. We'll go on board with Burnt Fry and watch a lap and just see how he's going, keeping it nice and steady. Looking to keep it over to the left hand side so you can open up this right hander. It's a really fast exit, and you want to get as much pace through as possible. You carry a lot of speed through that corner if you take it right. Roughly braking around the 70 marker to get it chucked into the tight right hand hairpin, and then this is probably the trickiest corner on the track in my opinion. The double apex. Well, you don't really hit both apexes, but it's a bit of a double apex corner. And then through the last corner as well, the last left hander. Making sure you don't go too fast through there and carry too much speed and hit the barriers on the exit to the right hand side. Well, there we go, Burnt Fry onto lap 13 now. Looking back, Cutler's nice and secure in second. Gnarly Pop, the podium guys, pretty safe in their podium spots at the moment, unless there's any big dramas that develop later in this race. I dare say they're pretty safe. Neutron Storm does have a chance. He's less than 2 seconds behind Gnarly Pop, so let's not count him out of the race. He might manage to get his foot on the last step of the podium. Oh god, can't get my words out tonight. In fact, watching the gap and the delta, we'll jump on board with Neutron Storm because he's catching quite quickly, and he's chasing this third position down. It's closing in. It's got the gap down to a second now, or just over a second. Onto the start-finish straight. See how the gap develops now. Will the slipstream help at all? Oh no, it pits this time. So quite a late pit stop. Going for another set of soft tyres, I believe. No stipulation on tyre choice this time round in this race. There is in the next race. You have to use two different compounds in race 2. But in the first race, I think the tyres are completely free to use whatever you like. So he's picking the soft tyre again there, as most people will probably wisely do in this race to keep the pace going. Gnarly Pop and Cutler have come together now. So not coming together physically with a crash. Oh, Cutler just going really deep on the brakes, allowing Gnarly Pop back through into second position. So a bit of a mistake there from Cutler, gathers it all back up, and it's not too dramatic in the end, but he has lost that position of second to Gnarly Pop. Can Gnarly Pop hold him off now? So it's all going on. It looked like Gnarly Pop was about to lose his third position a minute ago, and now we find him in second. So there's still plenty of action to go in this race. Meanwhile, we'll skip down. Neutron Storm just dropping back a little bit now then in fourth, so he's got a big enough gap to the car behind him that he'll probably be securing fourth as we come towards the last few laps now. But yeah, he's unfortunately dropped off that battle that was going on in front of him. We'll jump back on board with Cutler and Gnarly Pop because they're going at it, these two. Cutler's looking feisty to get past as soon as possible. There's only a couple of minutes left of this race really, so if Cutler wants to get that second position back, which he's more or less just lost in the last lap, then he'll have to get the work done sometime soon. He's looking for any little gap, any little line between the guy in front he's going for. Looking for any alternative line on the exit as well to try and get some kind of pace. But unfortunately not getting the job done that time round. So sitting in third down the start finish straight this time to start lap 16. My voice keeps going, keeps breaking. Oh, a good move there from Cutler. So the first corner is a bit of an odd one. It's really wide, then the apex is really quite tight to get it hooked up to the apex, and then it opens up again the exit. So Cutler using that to his advantage on the exit there, and getting the move done, getting really close as they come into the apex part of the corner, and just getting the run and opening up that exit and just getting the momentum and driving past Gnarly Pop. So he's back up into second as Cutler, but the job is not done yet. So 2 laps to go to defend that. Just over 2 laps, should I say. We'll quickly skip through. We haven't given everyone a lot of coverage in this one. The start of puberty, that's right. It's a curse, you know. Pretending that 35 and starting puberty. I don't know how to pull it off, but I'm just about managing it. Oh, Pilgrim Paddy just clipping the wall on the exit. In 7th, not doing himself any favours, but gets away with it because there's no one right behind him. Sean in 8th, bit of an unfortunate moment, losing the rear end early on over the exit curb to Sean, and it just dropped him into 8th position. He's managed to do a good job of maintaining that 8th position since dropping back, but yeah, not the result he would have been after when he found himself in 4th early on. Still Wheel Racing doing a great job to get himself slowly but surely into this race, so up into 10th now. Damien doing a similar job in 11th. Shadow Hunter not quite right at the back anymore, racing away with Who's that? Oh, cat's bloody tickling my elbow. Shadow Hunter. I maybe jump that. Shadow Hunter battling away with Graham Reed by the look of it. I'm confused. Who's that? He's not on the. Oh, it's Burnt Fry. Sorry, Burnt Fry. So Burnt Fry's coming through as the leader. Oh, I'm terrible at this. Tiny Tortoise, Big Z towards the back. So them guys all racing away, confusing the hell out of me of who's actually racing and who's a back marker. So just giving a bit of credit to Burnt Fry, he's picked up a bit of damage. I dare say that'll probably be from coming through the field of back markers. He's on the final lap now though, Burnt Fry, so he's coming over the line to take the win in this one. Great race there from Burnt Fry. Managed to secure it quite early on and just get the job done with a nice gap straight away. Cutler just coming through the last corner. So that seemed to absolutely fly by. I was thinking 18 laps was a long time, but not around this track. 28 laps is race 2, so do stick with me for race 2 if you've enjoyed this. Feel free to hit that like button and subscribe as well if you've enjoyed it. Jack Cutler bringing it home in second in the end. Good job from Cutler and good battle with Gnarly Pop towards the end of that race. Gnarly Pop finishes in third, so great podium finish. Neutron Storm with a fourth. So great job from Neutron Storm. His first race with this group and he's brought it home in fourth. That's a pretty good result by anyone's measure. Lucky Bucky in 5th, Armin in 6th in the end, Pilgrim Paddy brings it home in 7th, Sean in 8th, comes in 9th, Stir Veal Racing in 10th, Damien in 11th, and there's a couple of guys that have already finished a lap previous in 12th, Shadow Hunter, Graham Reed's in 13th and Big Z in 14th, and I think it was Tiny Tortoise in 15th in the end. So that concludes race number 3 of this championship and race number 1 of round 2. Oh, right, gives me a chance to have a bit of a breather. I felt pretty full on. Didn't actually see that much side by side or overtaking going on, but it was still pretty interesting stuff. The second race will give us a little bit more to watch with regards to the strategy, so that will bring an extra element of interest into it for us. But all in all, that was a pretty good race from the guys there. Give them congratulations, especially to the race winner Burnt Fry, and Cutler. I'll give the podium guys a bit of a congratulations. Cutler, and where's the other one? Gnarly Pop, there he is. So we've just got a 5-minute break, I think it is, before race 2 starts, so I will go slightly quiet. Also just catch my breath and give my throat a little bit of a chance to repair. Neutron Storm there with, obviously just because I don't know him and he's new to the group, with a really, really good result, finishing in 4th there. So he can be proud of himself for that one. Obviously the guys who won the race can obviously be very proud as well, but for someone coming into a championship like this, it's not the easiest, and he's done well there as Neutron Storm, just to give him some kind of credit. 21 seconds of a lead is very impressive. It was, yeah, Burnt Fry doing a great job there. Really, really good job in that race. Paul Twig saying well done guys. Yeah, everyone seemed to have a reasonable race there. There was a couple of little mistakes that were caught as people got a little bit what's the word, enthusiastic on the throttle coming out of some of the slower corners, and just losing a little bit of traction as they run a little bit wide over the curbs, sometimes enough to just get a spin going. So we saw that from a couple of the guys, but other than that it was pretty good stuff. Some of the guys that finished towards the top last week have finished a little bit lower down in that first race, so that's been a bit of a surprise and one to watch. for the championship, because obviously I thought I kind of sussed out how everyone was going to be going last week, but it seems to have changed again this week, so interesting to see whether that's just down to practice or what. I'm not quite sure. So just waiting for the second race to get underway. There is a bit of a, whilst wait, I'll explain it. There is a bit of a weight bias, or ballast, whichever word you want to use, put on to the success. It's like a British touring car success ballast kind of affair. So the podium finishers have to put a little bit of extra weight onto the car for race 2, just to try and even it up between the field and make sure that not one person wins every single race. It is possible still to win. We have seen it last season, even with the extra weight on, but it just hopefully gives the rest of the field a bit more of a fair chance to possibly get a good result as well in the second race. So just to explain that, it's not a lot of weight, but there is that involved. There's going to be a compulsory pit stop in this one as well, and they will have to use, I think it's 2 different compounds of tyre. I could be wrong, and it could be all 3 different compounds of tyre, so we'll keep an eye on that. If people are using the hard tyre, we know that they have to use the hard tyre, because no one in the right mind would use a hard tyre out of choice. So that'll be the signifier if that's going on or not. But yeah, we're all set for race 2 really, 28 laps, and hopefully it gives us some good action to watch. Unfortunately, Burnt Fry getting such a good start in that race and getting such a good lead, even on lap 1, deprived us a little bit of the action early on in that race. So hopefully we get a little bit more action out of this second one. I'm not saying that that's not what you want to do in a race. Obviously that was ideal for Burnt Fry, but for a commentator, he didn't give us the most action to watch. So a little bit of complaint there from me. I'm only joking, obviously. Good racing, Carrington saying there to Burnt Fry on the chat. Thank you again for joining me, guys, in the chat. Thank you for leaving your messages as well. I do appreciate it. Feel free to write to me and tell me that I'm absolutely rubbish as well, if you haven't done so already. Leave me a message. You don't have to tell me I'm rubbish, by all means, but yeah, I might as well jump back in, just see what the guys are up to as they drive around, having a little bit of a practice in between the races. Just keeping themselves in some kind of rhythm, some of these guys. If I was involved in the racing, I'd be out there. I always like to keep the rhythm going between the races. It always annoys me slightly that there's a bit of a break, but I understand that everyone else is up to their own thing, and some people need the break. God, I've waffled on tonight. I'm gonna have to watch this one back and rate it in for next week. I think, what the hell were I on about? I don't even know what I was on about. How are other people meant to know what I was on about? Graham Reed's car looks absolutely brilliant, the Lamborghini, it's got to be said. The blue and yellow livery stands out a mile off. Gr3 racing on the back and front of Gums's car there, the nice pink Mercedes AMG. Gr3 racing. Oh dear. You see some funny things on these liveries. There's another guy in one of the leagues that are racing who's got Greta Thunberg on the back of his GTR. So there we go, the settings have been changed, ready for race 2. Oh, something else I haven't mentioned, it's a reverse grid race and they've only got 70 litres of fuel, so 70% fuel to start the race with, so that does obviously influence the first pit stop a little bit, or the second pit stop sometimes, depending on the strategy. So we'll jump back in again and just watch the guys as they have a little bit more of a practice. We've got 4 minutes. The host has just posted before the race starts, so just a couple more minutes to go now. I can't believe it didn't work out, that said Damien last week. It's so obvious now. I feel like a right idiot. Default Emmy was all last week. Nope. Billy Miller's on it with the chat here. Calm down, Billy. You'll do yourself an injury. Exactly, what am I going on about? I don't even know. When I don't know, there's not much hope for anyone else. Oh, I didn't know that it did. I don't know, my mic's a bit dodgy sometimes. Sometimes it seems absolutely perfect, and other times it just seems a bit dodgy. Let me know if I have any more problems. I'll try and address it. Hopefully that's a little bit better. I've just moved it. Yeah, hopefully my mic isn't on its way out, because I do seem to have a few issues of late. I don't quite know why, because like I say, 1 minute it'll be alright and I'll do a full like hours long stream and it'll be absolutely fine, and then the next minute people can't hear what I'm saying, so not sure if it's my headphones playing up. Are you playing your bingo, Billy? I still don't know what your your ADG bingo is, but I'm still intrigued. Told my girlfriend and she was like, what's that? I have no idea, but he seems to love it, so good on him. No, I'm not moving position. I am a little bit, because I fidget around in my seat a little bit, but no, not really, not moving massively. Find this end, keep up the good work. God, cheers Marriott, good to hear. See Marriott, maybe it's just you, Billy, you just can't, you know, your hearing's going. Right, is there anyone else in here other than Graham? Let's watch someone else. Can Neutron Storm prove his race livery right tonight? Can he win race 2? Got winner written on the back of his car. Been nice to see him make it come true. We'll give a bit of coverage for Armin. He was towards the back in last week's race, so we didn't have a great deal of coverage all in all. So I didn't actually see that much of Armin. And the Aston Martin as well, a bit of a different car choice. I keep forgetting to go through the cars in this championship actually. I don't think I've mentioned them once. We're into race 3 now. Professional streamer over here. I don't ever, in fact I don't know why I say that, because I never pretend to be a professional. I don't get paid for it, so I'm not a professional. Anyway, Nally Pop in 7th. Can he get another podium out of this one? He's got a bit more work to do with the reverse grid. Oh, finally, I can stop waffling my way through this massive break, and we can get into race 2. Typically, it all goes quiet as I have a drink. Right, so Tiny Tortoise leads us away for race 2 with the reverse grid. Pixie in 2nd, Graham Reed's in 3rd, Shadow Hunter in 4th, Damien in 5th. So that's our top 5. About to start us off in this one. We're about to get underway. 28 laps. And here we go. Tiny Tortoise gets away. Whoa, a little bit of wheel spin, and Damien gets his... What's going on here? Graham Reed's getting a great start. I thought Graham would bogged down then. I got my cars mixed up a little bit. But Graham through into 1st. Great start from Graham. Damien through into 2nd. They all get through quite nicely. Let's have a look. Is everyone else through quite nicely? Yeah. No big dramas by the look of it. A couple of cars going side by side into there. Bit of action on the exit from Gnarly Pop got a little bit of oversteer going. Everyone making their way through the fast right-hander. Looks pretty good to me so far. I'll quickly jump out just so I can skip up the camera angles. Doesn't let you do it for some reason right at the start. On board with Cutler, just getting down the inside of... where's he gone? In fact, where's he gone? Did he have a spin there? I think someone's just gone off. Oh, spin in front as well. I'm missing the names of everyone. Why am I missing the names? Let's get the names on. I'll turn them off. So there's all sorts of action going on, but I can't tell you who's done any of it. Gnarly Pop in 8th as Burntfry goes down the inside through the last corner into 7th. Well, I've got Neutron Storm coming in the pits. Neutron Storm's coming in the pits for hard tyres. So he's gone through a bit of a different strategy. Surprised me with that one. Wasn't expecting a pit stop, he had no damage. Cutler going down the inside, or looking down the inside of Gnarly Pop, not quite getting it done. That was the worst start I've ever done. I've covered absolutely none of it and completely missed it, it felt like. I got completely confused before they even came into the first corner. So, leading away, we have Damien. Graham Reed's in 2nd, Gumsy in 3rd, Sturville Racing in 4th, Bigsy in 5th, Burntfry in 6th, Sean looking to get past him in 7th. Oh, Gnarly Pop, Cutler and Lucky Bucket all close together behind in 8th, 9th and 10th. Then Neutron Storm in 11th. Armin in 12th, sorry. Tiny Tortoise just getting past Shadow Hunter in 13th. Oh, Tiny Tortoise just getting a little tap there from Shadow Hunter. Pilgrim Paddy in 15th. So that's the order. Do apologise for that terrible start. I'll try and do a better job from now on. Looking back from Graham, he's dropped down into 2nd now. Damien is now up into 1st, so great start from Damien. Looking to just pull a gap over the field now. He's already pulled 1.5 second gap over Graham in 2nd, so Damien's got a good chance to run away with the lead at this point in the race, on lap 3 already. Looking back as well, Gumsy's dropped off a little bit off the back of Graham there, so good work there from Graham. Meanwhile, in 4th place, we've got Bigsy. Looking back from his car, we see Sturville defending to Burntfry in 6th. Oh, bit of a move there almost from Gumsy on Graham, so he's got right back onto his back bumper. Looking to get 2nd place. So Gumsy's done it already on the straight, just got the momentum through the last corner, and he's managed to pull ahead so he can take the racing line into T1 on lap 4. So Gumsy just secures that 2nd position, and it's for Graham to try and claw back now. Whilst he's got Bigsy chasing him down behind in 4th. Bigsy not far off as well, he's less than half, well, he's just over half a second off the back of Graham Reed's in 3rd, so the race at the front is actually heating up rather than dying down, which is normally the way after the first couple of laps. Stairwheel Racing not far behind as well, with Burntfry in 5th, chasing as well to get themselves further up the field. They're not far off the back of Bigsy, so this is all going to start closing up, I feel, in a minute or two. If Burntfry can close that 2 second gap to Bigsy, we're going to have quite the train for the lead here. So Damien, this is a crucial part of the race for Damien, it's turning out. If Damien can get away here, then Burntfry down the inside of Graham. So Graham going slowly for some reason, and he's picked up a bit of damage. He's going in the pits to get rid of that. So early pit stop there from Graham, sacrificing a lot of time. As Burntfry comes through into 4th. Bigsy in 3rd now. So Bigsy up into the podium spot in the Lexus. So yeah, the gaps, let's keep an eye on these gaps. Now it's for Burntfry to catch up Bigsy instead, and it was just 2 seconds, and it's just taken 4/10 out of him in one corner there. So I dare say Burntfry in a lap or two he's going to be right on the back of Bigsy. This is starting to develop into quite a good race by the look of it. Sturville in 5th, having a better race and a better showing this time. didn't quite have the greatest of starts last time, and he suffered all race long because of that, towards the back, but certainly having a better showing now in 5th in race 2. Cutler right on his tail though, putting the pressure on. BMW versus Audi, a German battle of pride. Cutler not quite getting the momentum, but just sends it on the entrance. Again, completely different lines taken into that corner there from Cutler and Steerwheel, so it looks like a bit of a mistake's happened, but I dare say Steerwheel just takes a bit of a different line, opens up the entrance a lot more than Cutler did, but it worked out that time for Cutler, just diving to the inside, getting it stopped at the apex, and just carrying the speed out of the exit, so he gets himself with a really good move up into 5th. Meanwhile, the battle for 3rd is heating up as Burnt Fry is challenging Big Zane, who's just got past actually, so a good move coming out of the hairpin there from Burnt Fry. Just managed to get the drive coming out of the hairpin by the look of it to get past in the BMW M6. So Bigsy losing out a position and is now down into 4th. So it's all going on. Can Cutler now catch the back of Bigsy? Neutron Storm up into 7th. Gnarly Pup in 8th. We'll go through the field. Lucky Pucky in 9th. With his rather distinctive black and pink livery. It really stands out, does that? It looks quite cool. One of the CRT drivers. Got Graham Reeds in Damien in 10th. Yeah, sorry, reverse grid, yeah. Sorry, I haven't looked at the messages for ages, now the race is on. Sean in 11th. Armin in 12th. Shadowhunter struggling this week for some reason. Had a really good week last week, but finds himself in 13th. Tiny Tortoise in 14th. And Pilgrim Paddy now in 15th in the BMW, rounding out our field. Looks like he might have a little bit of a move on Tiny Tortoise here. Completely different lines going on as they almost meet each other at the apex for contact, but Pilgrim Paddy manages to go around the outside without making any contact on Tiny Tortoise there. Good move. So what else is going on? We see a pit stop happening for Gnarly Pop, going for the medium tyre no doubt, getting it out of the way now. Oh, it looks like he's going back on the soft actually, I'm not sure. We'll keep an eye on that as we go through next time. Steerwheel Racing and Neutron Storm having a little bit of a battle. Looked like Steerwheel was struggling to get the traction down, trying to keep with him. So Neutron Storm in 6th now. Steerwheel actually dropping back a few positions now. Cutler's got past Bigsy as well, further ahead. So Bigsy's just dropping back slowly in this race. He just can't seem to get the pace out of that Lexus. Had a really good start, but the overall pace of it seems to be suffering now, and he's just going backwards unfortunately, as we see Neutron Storm getting round to the back of him really quickly as well. He has got a little bit of damage, and maybe it's just really making him suffer around this track. That might have explained it. So Neutron Storm, after we see Bigsy diving in the pits, gets promoted up into 5th. We've got Steerwheel in 6th now. Good stuff. Let's jump on board with our leader, see how he's going. So he's not home and dry. He has Gumsy less than 3/10 behind him. So the battle for first is well and truly alive here. I'm not familiar with Damien through these league races or anything like that, so this is the first time I've seen this guy, and I'm not sure if he's won that many races in the past, but it'd be good if he manages to keep this one. Always coming in the pits, depriving us of some good action there. Why do they do that to me? So selfish. So Gumsy now in the lead. And Burntfry's only 2 seconds behind him. So Burntfry, a winner of the last race tonight, around this same track, race 1, has made his way up right from the back in 15th, where he started this race, the reverse grid, to get himself into 2nd now. So really, really good stuff from Burntfry. And can he actually fight for the win? Because he's not far off at all, and it's looking like he's closing that gap as well, rather than it growing. Oh, a little bit of oversteer as he gets the power down out of the slow left-hander there. And then we've got the story of Cutler as well, also doing a really good job tonight. So he's got himself up into 3rd now, and he's got a chance of the win as well, because he's only 3.6 seconds off the leader himself. So there's still plenty of racing to go in this one. 18 laps to go as well on lap 10. Steer wheel on the medium tyre, and he has been for a while, so he's picked up a bit of tyre wear now, but he's still in 4th position, doing a good job. He's dropped off the leaders by 10 seconds overall though, so quite a gap to make up to try and catch those guys ahead. Meanwhile, we've got Lucky Bucky trying to chase him down in 5th. We'll just quickly jump back on board with Gumsy and just see what that gap is to Burntfry. Yep, it's roughly around the 2 second marker, so Burntfry's got within 2 seconds, and then it looks like it's died off a little bit, so it's just stuck in 2nd position at the moment. So Damien, after his pit stop, coming out in 6th position, and that's not too bad a place to be at all, because there's guys in front that still need to pit. So Gumsy now in the pits as we speak, Burntfry in the pits. So Cutler not pitting this time round, and he now inherits 1st place. Where will Burntfry come out, Gumsy come out? They're all taking on some fuel as well. Don't forget we started with 70% fuel, not 100% this time in this race, so does require quite an early stop for fuel. Burntfry taking on a lot more fuel. So Burntfry sat in the pits for a long time there, compared to Gumsy anyway. So completely different strategies will start playing out now. There's a different tyres being used and different fuel loads, as we've just seen there from the difference in time that Gumsy and Burntfry have just spent in the pits because of the fuel. So all starts coming into play towards the middle and end of the race, which is always good to see, always gives us something to look forward to. If it starts dying down a little bit, that is. But it's been pretty good this 2nd race. A few good overtakes going on, and some of the faster guys coming through the field, showing us how to do it. So Biggsy defending there to Burntfry coming through the last corner. You don't want to run it too wide, so compromising the line into that last corner isn't the best of ideas, but as long as you don't hit the wall on the exit, it should be okay. As we see, Burntfry gets a great exit out of there and gets the speed over Biggsy. BMW versus Lexus. Has he got it done? Oh, the Lexus coming back at him around the outside as well, and getting the braking done. So Biggsy not giving up for this 6th place here, but in the end Burntfry's got through and tucks it into the fast left-hander. Going to carry a lot of speed through that corner. It's a really good track for carrying the speed as this one. So you hit these couple of slow corners towards the end of the lap. So Burntfry's on a mission. He's right onto the back of Sean straight away as well after he's got past Biggsy. And keep on board with Burntfry. At the moment he's giving us a bit of entertainment. I think more or less everyone now at this point in the race will have done the pit stop. So the order that we're seeing now is roughly the order that we'll have for this stint of the race now, till the next stop. Lap 14, so we're halfway through. Can Sean defend? I don't think anyone's defending to Gr3 tonight. It looks like a man on a mission. Go on, Sean. Oh no. He's ended up losing it, but at least he hasn't lost a great deal of time by defending for too long or anything like that, so it's probably the wise thing to do. The way Gr3 is coming through the field, you might as well just let him go, because he's, you're only going to lose time defending to him. It looks like it's inevitable he's coming through. Oh, so yeah, Ghost Rider, Steve Hill's Ghost Rider saying that it is Damien's like first real league racing, so really, really good from Damien. Seems like a competent, good racer then in that case. And CRT, the group, is 2 months old, so I knew it was relatively new, so 2 months old. Go Sean from Paul, and oh, good evening CJW. How's it going, mate? You alright? Yes, Damo, go, go, go. Yeah, so Damien doing a great job in first position, and just reading the chat there, finding out that he's quite new to league racing, and this is one of the first proper leagues that he's entered, so even more impressive from Damien, holding his own in first at the moment. He's got the well respected and experienced NGR Cutler behind him as well, so that's no easy battle, keeping him behind. Putting the pressure on now as well is Cutler. Oh, pushing it side by side through there. I dare say that was a little bit naughty from Cutler. He saw his opportunity and went for it, but it's not the kind of corner you want to be going side by side through, but Cutler just went for it, relentless. Yeah, so Damien losing out there. He's not picked up any damage, so that's the important thing from that one. There was a tiny bit of contact on the wall, but he's got away with it. Oh, Cutler. Woohoo! Yeah, committed to that one. Let's, I'll just say that. Still wheel racing in third now. Not a great combo for me. This oh, dreading Friday. Oh yeah, I know. Oh God, tell me about it, Chris. Yeah, let's worry about that on Friday. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it either. I don't like either of the tracks really, but anyway, that's a different day. Let's not worry about that now. So Gr3 is now in fourth, looking to get third position off Via Racing. Making it look easy tonight is Gr3. I don't know if he's spent all week on his tune or his setup or something like that, because he really is just making that car look like it's on rails. And there we go, just pulls through as easy as that, and there we go, third position there from Gr3. Like I say, he's making it look easy tonight is Gr3. He's on a man on a mission. So it comes in fifth. Sean still in sixth, very respectable result so far, and race so far should I say, not result, we haven't had the result really. Keep pressing the wrong bloody buttons. Just watching the gap, Sean's getting caught incredibly quickly here from Lucky Bucky. So Lucky will be looking to make a move in a second by the look of it. How many times can I get a look into a sentence? There's been too much of that tonight. As soon as the guys come together to have a bit of racing, there's a pit stop from one of them, so depriving us again of a little bit of action to watch. As we're about to see Lucky, I dare say, go for the overtake. Yeah, people keep doing it to me. I think Gumsy's looking pretty keen here. Right on the back of Via Racing. Down the inside. Just sends it down the inside on the brakes, gets it done. A little bit of oversteer on the exit as it gets the power down, but gathers it up quite nicely and takes 4th position there off steer wheel. So good job there from Gumsy. The overtakes look really undramatic on this track for some reason. They were quite good overtakes late on the brakes, that was. Oh, got Damien down into 3rd now, so Burnfry's got through into 3rd. Damien is on the medium tyre, it's worth a mention, and the guys in front are on the soft. So it does explain the pace difference. Steer wheel in the pits now. He's on the medium at the moment, so he'll be looking to change possibly onto the softs towards the end of the race now. We'll see what he comes out on the pits. Comes out of the pits on. Like I said earlier, I'm not very good at English. So we'll just quickly go through the field and see what else is going on a little bit further back as well. We're just keeping an eye on the action so far really. But we'll give everyone a quick look and see what's going on. Gnarly popping 9th. So he had a really good race last time out. But not quite got his way into this one early on. So he suffered and he finds himself half... I'm losing my mind here. I don't know what's wrong with me. He's found himself 30 seconds off the leader. I was going to say half an hour for some reason then. Oh, that's a nice little move from Shadow Hunter on the tight left-hand hairpin. The double apex kind of hairpin comes through and just takes 9th position there off Gnarly Pop. Good move there from Shadow Hunter. So Armin was in 12th earlier, he's now in 11th, he's got himself up a position. Pilgrim Paddy in 12th now, Graham Reed's in 13th. There's a bit of a race still going on even though these guys are at the back. Neutron Storm, battling away there with the Aston Martin and the rear end of it. Tiny Tortoise in 15th. So yeah, bit of a mixed race this week. Some of the guys that had a good race won are towards the back now and vice versa. The guys that were towards the back in race one have some of them have made their way towards the front in this one. So yeah, a bit of a mixed week from the guys. Not the most consistent results I've ever seen, but makes it interesting if nothing else. So heading on to lap 21 now with Burnfry in 2nd position. Go on board and actually watch a lap. Heading into the first corner, trying to hook up the apex or thereabouts. Doesn't really matter if you hit the apex or not on this on that first corner. Looking to cut as much curve as possible through the second one, and then chuck it over to the left hand side to open up the sweeping right hander. You can carry a lot of speed through there and cut as much curve again as possible. The corner cut penalties on this track are really quite lenient, so you can actually legitimately cut quite a lot of these corners, and it's not actually against the rules. Yellow flag ahead. I'm not sure if that's, I'm going to say I'm not sure if that's Cutler. No, Cutler's still going strong. It's one of the back markers. So Burnfry, even though he's in 2nd, looks like he's absolutely cruising through that lap, if I do say so. It didn't look like he was pushing at all there, but shows us how it's done and comes over the line with a 107.0 in the end. Cutler needs to stop again, yeah, I think so. Fuel, definitely, yeah, Cutler needs to stop again. Fastest lap has gone to Cutler so far, so he's really coming strong this time round in this championship. I watched him last season, but don't get me wrong, he had some really good results, but he had a bit of a mixed season all in all. He had good along with bad, but he's had a really good start to this championship so far, so it's looking good for Cutler, and if he keeps it going like this, he'll be well and truly in championship contention the whole way through. So Burnfry jumps into the pits behind him as well, both pitting on the same lap, on lap 22, and there's only 6 laps to go now. So dare say they'll be. Oh, I thought he didn't change his tyres then. So they're both going on the soft tyre, and they're now out of the pits together. So this is a race to the end now. We've got 6 laps to go, and first place is anyone's between Cutler and Burnfry. Burnfry just continuing the way he has done the whole race, and straight on it, putting the pressure on the back of Cutler and looking for an overtake. Taking the alternative lines on exit, looking for some kind of cutback, trying to get the pace, putting pressure on even more, trying everything he can possibly think of, Burnfry, by the look of it. And rightly so, he wants that first position. If he can get through on these fresh tyres now, he might have a chance of pulling away and actually gaining a bit of a gap and sealing the deal. Quick little battle this for first position. It really is. That has left me wondering who's going to have it. And more importantly, will there be contact, and will either of them have it? It could all go wrong, yeah. And they're not. They're racing, they're giving each other respect, but they're racing hard at the same time. A lot of people in racing seem to struggle with that concept, that you can race hard but still keep it very respectful and clean. Some people think if you're racing really hard against each other, you've got to be bashing doors and stuff like that. It's just not the case. If you trust each other and you know what you're doing, you can keep it clean the whole race long and still have a really good race against each other and a really good hard battle. So I'm reluctant to tear my eyes away from this battle now. It's intriguing as Cutler goes massively defensive to the inside, sacrificing his line into T1, which just allows Burnfry the line around the outside. Does he get it done? Oh, Cutler's still on the inside. Burnfry having to back out and just drop back into second. I thought Burnfry might have had it done there, but Cutler doing a great job to keep him honest. There's not long left in this race. I don't really want to. I want to keep an eye on this, but I want to see what else is going on as well, just in the interest of fairness on everyone else. We'll skip through. So it looks like there's a couple of guys coming through the field, and there's a few backmarkers as well. So Gums is in third, Shadowhunter in fourth now. How the hell has he managed that? He were in 13th last time I checked in on him. So I've missed about 15 overtakes there from Shadowhunter. Exaggerating slightly, but a lot of overtakes to get through the field. Great job there from Shadowhunter, got to be said. Sean in fifth. Sean with a great race this time round. He yo-yoed a little bit, but he's doing a great job now in fifth position. He's got himself back up there. Stir wheel, roughly where he has been throughout the race, in sixth. Lucky Bucky, same for him. He's roughly been in seventh the majority of the time. Gnarly Pop in eighth. Same for him. Biggsy was up there at the beginning, but he's dropped back. He's now in ninth, just to give some kind of context to the whole race. Damien was in the lead towards the beginning of this race, and now finds himself in 10th. So he had a really good stint at the early stint, but it's not gone so well since his pit stop. Armin in 10th, Neutron Storm in 11th, Graham Reed in 12th, Pilgrim Paddy in 13th, Tiny Tortoise in 14th, rounding out the field. So we'll quickly jump back to our leaders, see what else is going on. So Cutler's still ahead of Burnfry, and he's actually pulled a little bit of a gap as well compared to what we've just seen through the last couple of laps. Again, thank you very much for joining me, guys, as we come towards the end. I really do appreciate it. Gives it. There was a point when, and I'm sure it'll happen again, in fact, where I did streams and there were no one watching, so it's always nice for someone to be watching whilst you're actually doing it. Go on, Sean. Sean's always got a couple of supporters in here. I told him about that last week and he was like, eh, do I? So he didn't seem to be aware that he's got a couple of fans out there, but yeah, it's always good to see fans of one of the drivers in the group, in the chat, sorry. So coming towards the last few laps, the last couple of laps, and can Cutler hold the lead now away from Burnt Fry's advances? Coming on to the last lap, and here we go. If Burnt Fry's going to do it, he's got to do it now. Will Cutler go for this inside line that we've seen him take? Yep. So he goes for that inside line. I know why he does that, because it's such a severe bump into that corner. So it just avoids having to brake as you're going over that bump. If you go to the right to the inside, I do it myself every now and again. If you go right to the inside, you actually avoid the bump and then you can get on the brakes. So just to explain possibly why Cutler is using that line. Come on, Burnt Fry. Can he do it? I'm not saying that because I want Burnt Fry to win. He's just been trying hard for the last couple of laps. Feel like he'd deserve it if he did manage to get it done. But no, Cutler looks like he's got the lead coming through the last corner, and great job from Cutler holding off the advances there from Burnt Fry, and it works out for him in the end, and he wins. Yep, he wins the second race. So brilliant job there from Cutler. Burnt Fry in second. Gumsy bringing it home in the final podium position of third. Sean in fourth as well now, so Sean's got past Shadowhunter in the finishing little stint of this race. The Gumsy in third, as we say, coming over the line. Great job there from Gumsy, rounding out our podium. Fourth is Sean, not far behind at all as well. Sean can be definitely proud of that one. Shadowhunter in fifth. Lucky Bucky in sixth. Gnarly Pop bringing it home in seventh in the end. Bigsy in 8th, Damien in 9th. So I deprived these guys of a bit of coverage towards the end, watching Cutler and Burnt Fry so much, so I missed any action that might have been going on, so I do apologise if the guys watch it back. I hope you appreciate that I was just watching the lead and the battle for the lead. So Armin looks like he's run out of fuel. Well, no, he's not, he's just going slowly. He's still, oh no, he's finished. So Armin in 10th, Neutron Storm. I hate that, how it just finishes all of a sudden and then the results go. I will conclude the results in a second when I can get them back up. So that's that. Race over. Seemed to go really quickly tonight, really quickly. Quite a short track, I guess that's why, but yeah, 2 sprint races and that's it, over and done with. So I'll finish out the results. Where was that? Damien in 9th, we've got Armin in 10th. Neutron Storm in 11th, Graham Reed in 12th, Pilgrim Paddy in 13th in the end, and Tiny Tortoise in 14th. So that's that. That concludes round 2, and the first 3 races of the championship are now finished. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. That's pretty much it from me, unless you want to just hear me waffle on. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for joining me. Really do appreciate it. Join me again next week. I'll be back next Wednesday at the same time, 8:30. And yeah, hopefully we'll have some more good racing to watch together. Take care. See you again soon. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, look after yourselves. Stay safe. Thank you for joining me. Cheers for all the comments in chat. And yeah, look after yourselves. Bye for now. Oh. Press the button on my wheel and my wheel's not even turned on. Yeah, I know, such a professional. Bye.